Each afternoon, real setups are broken down with entry strategies and the technical reasoning behind every trade. This is today's best trade setups with Verified Investing.
Welcome to today's best trade setups. My name is Benjamin Poole, head trader here at Verified Investing. There are some movers this morning. There wasn't a lot of price action in the early morning, but now all of a sudden we're having this huge surge in the upside, like SanDisk, Intel, Micron. They're all having some really big pushes. We also have a couple different stocks that are reporting earnings after the bell. I'm going to go over a couple different levels for day trades, not swing trades. Let's just jump right into the charts. The first one I'm going to go over is the S&P 500. Had this nice sell. $715.21 was that previous gap in the charts. Got a nice bounce right off that level. Now, the S&P 500 is doing a pretty good job of respecting support and resistance. So if we do get a push higher, $724.87 is that first shortable level to me. If it does close above that on a 15-minute closing basis today, I would stop out. More of a swing trade, upsloping trend line, as you can see right here. If you zoom out in the charts, look at this. This goes way back. Connect this pivot top here from the highs of August 2022. Zoom in further. You get this high from the October highs 2025. And then this would be a third hit of this upsloping trend line, $731.29. And it really depends on, if I zoom into the charts a little bit more, when this upsloping trend line is hit. So now that we've identified this trend line, here, if it hit today, $731.33. If it hit tomorrow, $731.50. Depending on when this hits, this is your entry for a swing short on the S&P 500. Again, I do think the S&P 500 is way overextended, is due for a pullback, at least back down to $708, if not all the way back to $700 whole round number Pierce. This is the double top area that hasn't been retraced to. So again, 697.20 is that level that I do anticipate the S&P 500 coming back into. LITE pushed above $1,000 today. It did it yesterday, got a pullback, got above it today, got as high as 1,010. What I'm looking for is if price action can get back above $1,000, then LITE is likely to want to head higher. And again, this has earnings today. So on a day trade basis, 1,050 Pierce is my shortable level on LITE. It's having a really nice move higher. And that, again, is my day trade short level. We'll have to wait and see what earnings do before I can give you guys a real swing trade level on LITE after earnings. We have to see what price consolidation does. Maybe it hits up to 1,100 or it goes as high as $1,200. Earnings can be wild cards. So on the back of earnings with this elevated move, you can really anticipate it coming back into at least this $1,000 or $910 level, $912 level before it gets a bounce. And again, it's a wild card. So I'm not interested in necessarily going short on LITE on the back of earnings. AMD is having a decent push up today. If it does get up to this previous gap in the charts, as well as this opening candle, this red bar, $360.55 is that entry price for a short today. AMD and LITE have earnings after the bell, so we have to be a little bit more cautious. What we're monitoring is this upsloping trend line here that connects this pivot low here, secondary hit, third hit, fourth hit, fifth hit. This support level is getting weaker and weaker, so it does favor a pullback. I would anticipate after earnings to come back down into $305.33 and then tagging this upsloping trend line again at a Pierce of $290. We'll have to wait 3 to 5 days after earnings to see where the price settles in. But if we can get a break of this upsloping trend line with confirmation after earnings, then we could always play this on a retrace at the scene of the crime if it gives us that opportunity. SMCI is into a nice wedge pattern. Again, SMCI has earnings after the bell. Upsloping trend line. As you can see, we're starting to put in this nice consolidation on this upsloping trend line, getting into this downsloping trend line, creating this nice wedge pattern. After earnings, it'll tell us if we start breaking up to the upside. $33.98 is a good day tradable level on the back of earnings for a short scalp. If it does fall on the back of earnings, $24.05 is that first support level. I'd be eyeing this gap in the charts sitting at $23.22. I don't know which way the earnings are going to go on SMCI. Based on the previous earnings, this should get a nice bounce, a nice breakout, and profit or price action should get up to $33.98. Micron having this huge surge to the upside today. Look at this. You got 1 bar, 2 bars. This would be the third up candle in a row. And just from this low pivot from the 1st of May, that is a 26% move to the upside. Because we've already gotten a decent pullback from the $650 level, I do anticipate another rejection off that level. If price action can then push up into the 650 level again, this is my day trade short level. And we've already gotten above this upsloping trend line here. As you can see, resistance, support, support, support. This was resistance. And then we all of a sudden gapped above this. I do anticipate us pulling back to at least $607. And if not, even back down to $588.51. They didn't have earnings today, but still a nice surge to the upside. So watch this $650.05 level for a nice move to the upside for a short for a day trade. SanDisk got close to $1,400 today. What an incredible move from the lows all the way up here. This was a 33% move on the back of earnings after it had negative earnings and just continuing to surge. So my day trade shortable level is a break above $1,400.45. Right in that area is where I'd be looking to do a day trade short on SanDisk. Here's an upsloping trend line we've got to monitor. Pivot low here, secondary hit. Price consolidated right on this before this nice move to the upside. On a long level, if price could get back to the gap in the charts at $1,255.86, this is where I'm looking to go long for a day trade today. I do not anticipate that happening. So this is why I'm looking to short this at 1,400 Pierce. Intel is also making this nice move to the upside. Let's switch on the daily time frame. Anybody who was following this, I did mention that we had a $100 whole round number. This was a nice rejection area. Got a decent pullback, got down to $95.68. And I said, if price action does get above 105, we got to identify where our next shortable level is. For me, if we pierce 110 again today, that is where I'm looking to pick up Intel for a short. Let me go ahead and remove this Fibonacci retracement. But 110.07 is where I'm looking to enter a short trade, knowing that I would just dollar cost average every dollar or so higher if Intel continued a push up. This thing is up over 14%, 13.94. It was up over 14% today. This is due for a major correction. I do anticipate it coming back in and retesting that $100 level, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're not going to have to average into this on the way up on our swing trade. Adjusting your price action and your targets accordingly, depending on when price action does get in there, is going to be the key of the trade for Intel. Google, nice upsloping trend line. Hidden trend line on Google, this low pivot here, secondary hit, third hit, fourth hit. This is what I was anticipating Micron to do. Get all the way into this level, about $390, and then getting this nice rejection. As you can see, that's what's currently happening on the price of Google. So this for me is the swing trade short level on the price of Google. And then I would anticipate at least a pullback to about $348.07. Now that we're as close to $400 whole round number, I would actually see this. I could see this going up to $400, but after it captures this upswing trend line to the upside, closes above, then we should get this nice rollover on the price of Google. So this is what I'm looking for. Again, this would be more of a swing trade level. Anytime I'm talking about swing trade levels, I'm not mentioning this so that way you go all in with your portfolio. I'm just saying that this is a great rejection level. And so if you start with a little bit lighter portfolio, you can actually capitalize on a nice down move. However, you've also provided yourself with some ability to navigate. That's what I'm trying to say. If it does go up past $400, you've got to look for your next key psychological resistance level, which would be 425. If you add it to your position there, bring your average price up pretty significantly from 390 to 425, then they would be right at the midline there. And then all of a sudden, if it does get to break even, you can look to remove half of it off the table or slightly in the money. And then not only have a better average price, but then if it does shoot up higher again, maybe the 450 level, you can add to that position. This thing is overly extended. Google isn't supposed to be up as much as it is. With this extended move, it is due for a pretty solid pullback. Shopify is down on the back of earnings today. Let's go ahead and jump into that chart. I do have a nice level of support. It did get a little bit lower. My first long level today is $109.32. If the Shopify price can get into this level, this is my first aggressive level, $109.32. Knowing I've got this double bottom area right here at $104, or basically a pierce of $105 for those a little bit more conservative, or if you're more aggressive and you don't mind dollar cost averaging, that would be about a 5% pullback or drop on the price of Google or Shopify all the way down to this 104.90 level. So if you do it accordingly and you're able to add every 1 to 1.5% lower on Shopify, you should get a pretty solid bounce off of 104.90. If you're a little bit more conservative, wait for that double bottom pierce at 105. And then all of a sudden you can take advantage of a nice move to the upside. Palantir had earnings, didn't really do a whole lot. Then it got as low as 136.59. Because it's already hit this level, got a pretty solid bounce. Now it's pulling back into that area. What I would be looking for is a pierce of that level. I'm identifying right here at $132.37 for my long play today, especially if we can break this 136.59 level. Then you should have a nice sell-off, probably coming down and taking out this 134.66 level. And again, 132.37 is that day tradable level for me. If it does close below that on a 15-minute closing basis, I would actually look to stop out of the trade and then look for this secondary gap at 128.04. As far as a swing trade, I still love this 125.05 level for a swing trade. I do think that eventually we're going to get a nice bid to the upside. Here's a pivot top here, secondary hit, third hit, fourth hit. Try to get above right here, got rejected. Try to get above here, got closed below. Once this downsloping trend line gets hit over and over again, this resistance level gets weakened, and that's why I anticipate a nice move outside of earnings. But again, we have to wait 3 to 5 days and see what price consolidation does on top of or underneath this upsloping trend line. Downsloping trend line. So that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And thanks for all the comments. You guys are really wonderful. I do read all the comments. Even if I don't respond, I do appreciate them. Verified Market Insiders is a new show that we have. I have an interview on there, so please go check out Verified Investing Extras. It's a really cool opportunity to get an insight into how to basically take advantage of what's going on psychologically if you have the right data and the right mindset. Could be an opportunity for you to take a shift in how you're approaching charts, especially after a big loss. You should notice that when I'm talking in there, I'm actually talking to my past self. Because when I would take a big loss on trades in the past, what I would usually do is I would avoid trades going further. And then all of a sudden, the losses that I ended up taking ended up getting more and more frequent because I wasn't stacking my wins over and over again at my key levels. So again, this could be a good insight into how to not only identify what's going on in your own mind, but to switch the mindset into, instead of this being a loss, it just being another trade. So anyway, Verified Market Insiders is a great opportunity for you to learn more about not only yourself, the markets, and a little bit about what I went through when trading stocks when I first got in. So that's what I have for you guys. Please make sure you're liking, following, subscribing, and sharing with those friends. And please keep those comments coming. I really appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time in the charts. You guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.